the most invincible new God, the most invincible new gods, a most invincible new God, the most invincible new goddess, the most invincible new goddesses, a most invincible new goddess, the most invincible old God, the most invincible old gods, a most invincible old God, the most invincible old goddess, the most invincible old goddesses, a most invincible old goddess, the most invincible greater God, the most invincible greater gods, a most invincible greater God, the most invincible greater goddess, the most invincible greater goddesses, a most invincible greater goddess, the most invincible lesser God, the most invincible lesser gods, a most invincible lesser God, the most invincible lesser goddess, the most invincible lesser goddesses, a most invincible lesser goddess, the most invincible greater spirit, the most invincible greater spirits, a most invincible greater spirit, the most invincible lesser spirit, the most invincible lesser spirits, a most invincible lesser spirit, the most invincible major God, the most invincible major gods, a most invincible major God, the most invincible major goddess, the most invincible major goddesses, a most invincible major goddess, the most invincible minor God, the most invincible minor gods, a most invincible minor God, the most invincible minor goddess, the most invincible minor goddesses, a most invincible minor goddess, the most invincible superior God, the most invincible superior gods, a most invincible superior God, the most invincible superior goddess, the most invincible superior goddesses, a most invincible superior goddess, the most invincible inferior God, the most invincible inferior gods, a most invincible inferior God, the most invincible inferior goddess, the most invincible inferior goddesses, a most invincible inferior goddess, the most invincible ancestor God, the most invincible ancestor gods, a most invincible ancestor God, the most invincible ancestor goddess, the most invincible ancestor goddesses, a most invincible ancestor goddess, the most invincible ascendant God, the most invincible ascendant gods, a most invincible ascendant God, the most invincible ascendant goddess, the most invincible ascendant goddesses, a most invincible ascendant goddess, the most invincible descendant God, the most invincible descendant gods, a most invincible descendant God, the most invincible descendant goddess, the most invincible descendant goddesses, a most invincible descendant goddess, the most invincible transcendent God, the most invincible transcendent gods, a most invincible transcendent God, the most invincible transcendent goddess, the most invincible transcendent goddesses, a most invincible transcendent goddess, the most invincible future God, the most invincible future gods, a most invincible future God, the most invincible future goddess, the most invincible future goddesses, a most invincible future goddess, the most invincible present God, the most invincible present gods, a most invincible present God, the most invincible present goddess, the most invincible present goddesses, a most invincible present goddess, the most invincible past God, the most invincible past gods, a most invincible past God, the most invincible past goddess, the most invincible past goddesses, a most invincible past goddess, the most invincible God, the most invincible gods, a most invincible God, the most invincible goddess, the most invincible goddesses, a most invincible goddess, the most invincible half-God, the most invincible half-gods, a most invincible half-God, the most invincible half-goddess, the most invincible half-goddesses, a most invincible half-goddess, the most invincible vessel, the most invincible vessels, a most invincible vessel, the most invincible person, the most invincible persons, a most invincible person, the most invincible image, the most invincible images, a most invincible image, the most invincible belief, the most invincible beliefs, a most invincible belief, the most invincible thought, the most invincible thoughts, a most invincible thought, the most invincible word, the most invincible words, a most invincible word, the most invincible action, the most invincible actions, a most invincible action, the most invincible situation, the most invincible situations, a most invincible situation, the most invincible circumstance, the most invincible circumstances, a most invincible circumstance, the most invincible relationship, the most invincible relationships, a most invincible relationship, the most invincible number, the most invincible numbers, a most invincible number, the most invincible formula, the most invincible formulas, a most invincible formula, the most invincible symbol, the most invincible symbols, a most invincible symbol, the most invincible color, the most invincible colors, a most invincible color, the most invincible thing, the most invincible things, a most invincible thing, the most invincible way, the most invincible ways, a most invincible way, the most invincible place, the most invincible places, a most invincible place, the most invincible time, the most invincible times, a most invincible time, the most invincible event, the most invincible events, a most invincible event, the most invincible result, the most invincible results, a most invincible result,